Hello and welcome back to the Icons of Sin. Me and Chris are back. How are you, Chris?
Oh, I'm okay, thanks. A bit tired, but I'm alright. How are you?
Yeah, you had a bit of a day yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah.
I saw
we're supposed to go to a beer and cider festival.
Well, that's what I heard, but then the next thing I saw, you were falling in the water, so...
Yeah, there's a VW festival literally 20 minutes down the road.
Right.
And a load of Chrissy's friends from a Camper Chicks group were there.
Nice.
So we decided to go there instead. And some of them had paddle boards.
So you thought you'd get involved?
Yeah, I thought I'd go out on a paddle board. So I fell off once.
Yes, you did.
Of my own accord. And then, obviously, because I done a lot of skateboarding and stuff like that, standing up on the paddleboard was easy for me. And all the others were annoyed because it took them a long time to stand up, so they decided to push me off.
So they sabotaged you?
Yes.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, but I had rocks on the front of the board go around the lake for a bit of a paddle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, until she decided, no, I've had enough, jumped off and swam to shore.
Fair enough. I don't really blame her. I mean, that must have been the first time she was on the water, right?
She's been...
in the water, but not on the water, you know.
Yeah, she was confused.
Yeah. It's one thing when you walk out into the water of your own volition, but when you're kind of floating in the middle of it, I guess it's probably a bit different. She is only a little pup.
Yeah, well,
one now?
10,
one?
Almost.
Almost.
Just about 11 months.
Nice.
She's currently on the bed, staring at me.
Oh, bless her. She did make an appearance in our last live stream. So I haven't forgotten this live stream plan, and I think we should do it in 2 weeks' time. The me trying to play Dark Souls live stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through the first Dark Souls because I haven't played it in a while, just to refresh myself, so I can give you more advice.
Well, you refresh yourself, and then I'll get it installed, and we'll make it happen. It's the Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. Is the version I have, so we'll give it a go, and I think I will be terrible at it, so it'll be fun.
It'd be a laugh.
But that is in 2 weeks' time. Today, we're talking about video games as always. Today we thought we would cover modern retro games. But first, Chris, what have you been playing this last couple of weeks?
Well, I've still been on the
Modern Warfare.
The Cold War zombies.
Oh yeah, how are you getting on with the zombies?
I'm getting on alright.
Yeah.
Getting better at getting further, but there was a new map that I thought I'd explore.
Because they've got an open world thing now, right?
Yeah, the Outbreak, which was what I've been playing, what I was talking about last time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That looks really cool.
Very good. But yeah, they introduced a new map.
Right. A new open world map, or
no, a new standard zombie
standard
map
zombies.
Where you've got to turn the power on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they've added some new things into it. Like there was where the Pack-a-Punch is, there was floating people.
Okay.
In, glowing purple, and just in a circle floating off the ground. And I was like, okay, this is a bit weird. Tried to Pack-a-Punch my weapon. One of the bastards came alive, and then loads of hordes of zombies and died quite quickly.
Oh no.
Yeah, panic mode was activated.
Well, that's good, isn't it? It's nice to be scared in a horror-themed game level.
It was more of a scared as, oh god, there's lots of them. This dude's flying. What am I supposed to do here?
Yeah. Fair enough. It sounds like fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I've also been playing Star Wars Lego.
Oh, I saw you posted about that yesterday. You're back now. Now, Chris is God, how many hours? You pretty much 100%ed the original Star Wars Lego trilogy and the prequel trilogy, right?
The prequel trilogy, which was the first Star Wars Lego game, I 100%ed.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, which was the
prequel, the original trilogy, yeah.
I didn't 100% that one, but I found, it's the Force Awakens Star Wars game that I'm playing at the moment on the Lego. I found it in the depths of my hard drive because I was looking on PlayStation Store, I was looking at the Lego Star Wars games, and it said purchase.
You already own this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So I went through about like 2 different hard drives and just found it already installed. So I was like, hell yeah, let's play this.
And you've been addicted ever since, because you have an undying love for Star Wars Lego.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of your favorite games. I think it came up in our top games list at some point.
It's just enjoyable to play. It's a bit silly. It's got a sense of humor, and
Lego. There is something really nice about being able to play a real simple game that you can just chill out and you don't have to focus too much, don't have to worry too much.
Oh yeah, but I was a bit out of practice.
Oh sure, yeah.
I couldn't remember like the controls to change character, and then they've added some new things in where you can play as like a group of characters to do a specific task, and then you go back to your normal characters. So I was a bit thrown.
Yeah,
but I've got the hang of it now.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds cool, man. I have played a few Lego games. I've not played any of the Star Wars Lego, I don't think. I did play a Marvel one, and I played. I really enjoyed the Lego. I forgot the name of it. It was a Wii U exclusive, and it's like a detective thing. It's like Lego City Undercover. Lego Undercover. Yeah. Is it Undercover? That was really fun. So I enjoyed the Lego games. I like what they've done, and I can see how it would work well with Star Wars. For sure.
Definitely give the Star Wars one a go. It is hilarious.
Yeah, I will have to give it a try. I might get the original trilogy, which you said is the second game, right?
It's called The Complete Saga, which was the second one, which was again a PS2 game.
Yeah,
I believe. And I believe that's got the prequels and the sequels, but I'm not 100% on that.
Okay, I'm guessing it does. If it's called The Complete Saga, it will have been at that time The Complete Saga before they made 3 more.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
But apparently there's a new one coming out.
A new Star Wars one?
Star Wars Lego game, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember what it's called. Something Skywalker? Is it the Skywalker Saga or something?
Oh, maybe they're doing all of the new ones then, I guess.
That'd be cool, because I haven't actually seen most of the new films. I've seen Rogue One and The Force Awakens. That's it.
They're shite.
I
know. I'm sorry. I should clarify. I meant the ones you haven't seen.
Right.
I did quite enjoy The Force Awakens, actually. I enjoyed The Force Awakens. It's just a shame that the films after it kind of ruined The Force Awakens by not living up to the promises and the expectation that came with The Force Awakens. Rogue One was a bit of fun, though. I did enjoy Rogue One, I must admit.
I think that's the last film I actually saw in the cinema, Rogue One, when it came out. Because
Oh, really?
Me and Hussey met up. We got Five Guys Burger, had a beer or two, and we went to see Rogue One. But I believe that's the last film I saw in the cinema. And Christ, how many years ago was that?
It was 20... maybe 17, 18, 19? I don't know. I forget. These Star Wars films, they come out all the time, and I forget which ones happened where. But it was a while ago. It was a good couple of years ago, for sure. I think the last film I saw in the cinema was... Oh, no, actually, I've gone to the cinema post-pandemic. I have. Thinking about
Godzilla,
it.
wasn't it?
No, I didn't. I saw Godzilla vs. Kong. I rented that one. I saw Conjuring was the last film I saw. Conjuring 3. The Devil Made Me Do It. I
didn't even know there was a Conjuring 2.
Yeah. The second one might be the best one, actually, of all of them.
The Conjuring, the first one, that's where they are in the house with where the family got hung on the tree, right?
It's with the witches and playing the knocking game and all that stuff.
No, I think I'm thinking of a different film. I'm thinking of Sinister.
Oh, Sinister. No, not Sinister.
That's where the family were hung on the tree, right?
It might be. These films tend to blend into one for me. Because I always remember there was like Sinister and Insidious. All of those movies, they all came out around the same time, and they all blend.
A fan of the film I was thinking of was Sinister.
It is Sinister, is it? Yeah, I quite like Sinister. I remember liking it.
What was that other one you said?
Insidious.
Yeah, I couldn't follow it. They got a bit shit after the first one.
I thought that they go batshit, those movies. The first one goes so over the top at the end with the demon thing and all of that stuff in the other world. Crazy. Anyway, we're talking about video games today.
Yeah, we kind of went off topic.
We did go off topic briefly, but that's fine. It's all good. It's all good fun. One day we'll do video game movies, and that'll give us something to talk about. But yeah. So yeah, I will give the Lego Star Wars games a go for sure. For sure, I will do that. So I've gone back to The Witcher 3. I've been very much enjoying my time in The Witcher 3.
Oh, I said I was going to do that last podcast, and I haven't touched it.
Well, there's other games to play. There's other things to do. I just kind of fancied going back to it because I never completed it. I got, I did what I do with all open world games. I went off and, got wandered off and got lost in other side quests, which is why
made your own story.
Yeah, that's why I rarely ever complete, our open RPGs. I'm like, well, sandbox RPGs. There's so much to do. I'll just go and get lost and make my own story. That's what I did with Skyrim. In fact, the most fun I had with Skyrim was the last time I played it, and I didn't even do the Dragon Quest at all. I had no dragon powers.
Or something, didn't you?
I started destroying a vampire cult, and then I joined it, and I became part of the cult, and now I'm like the leader of the cult. Was the last time I was playing it, but yeah. So I kind of get lost. But I'll tell you what, the story of The Witcher 3 is very compelling. That actual main storyline is really compelling in The Witcher 3, as it has been in The Witcher 2 and The Witcher as well. They're based on books, so I guess the books probably help. I've never read them, but I guess having books to base your story on probably helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying The Witcher 3. But, as I said, today we're here to talk about modern retro games. So games that, are a throwback to those classic games we played as kids. Whatever age you were, because those retro games, they go right back.
Yeah, well, that originally threw me when you said modern retros. I was like, I could think of one, and then you were like, what about this? I was like, oh, is that technically classed a modern retro?
Well, I think anything that uses, pixel art style, anything that goes back to that kind of style of older game could be considered retro. So, like I said, I think Minecraft is an obvious choice in there, because it does look like although it's in a 3D engine, it's very much pixel art in terms of the faces, in terms of the design,
The landscape is also, they're just like big pixels, each block.
Exactly. It's big blocks. It's a blocky game. It's made to kind of remind you of that retro 8-bit, 16-bit style, So I think it counts. So, what modern retro games have you played?
Well, obviously Minecraft, but the one that springs to my mind is obviously Shovel Knight.
Well, which would you like to talk about first?
Should we go with Shovel Knight?
We can start with Shovel Knight. One of probably I want to say it's probably my favourite in terms of the throwback platformers. Shovel Knight, I think, does it better than any. I think it's perfect. Really, it's kind of a perfect game for me in terms of capturing the feel of like a Mega Man, 8-bit style game. It does it perfectly. And not only does it do it perfectly, but it's got such a cool little story, such cool new characters, and a really good sense of humor.
Hell of a soundtrack.
Oh.
I love the soundtrack.
Well, this is the thing, because Mega Man was known for its amazing soundtrack. And I think that Shovel Knight, although it's a very different style of game, obviously it's a medieval style game, it does share that similarity where it's like, yeah, we need a banging theme tune, and the soundtrack in Shovel Knight is it's kind
of like modern
iPod.
8-bit.
Yeah, and it's iPod worthy. It's the kind of thing you'd happily listen to outside of the game. It's stunning, that soundtrack.
I will actually say one time that I was gardening and digging up part of the garden with a shovel, I did have the Shovel Knight soundtrack in.
Did it help you dig faster?
It made it more enjoyable.
Yeah, I'll bet it did. Yeah, I love Shovel Knight. When did you first discover Shovel Knight? How did you find it?
How did I discover it? I was watching the Game Grumps play it.
Oh, cool. Okay. So you were introduced to it through a YouTube video.
Yeah, I was watching them play it and sort of had a look online for it because I didn't know if I didn't know it was a modern retro game.
Mm. Well, I mean, it's that style. I wouldn't say it's necessarily modern retro. I think any of these games we're going to talk about, they're not technically retro, but they're in that style.
Yeah, but I was watching them play it and I just googled it to see like what platform it's on. It's like, oh, it's on PS4. I was like, what? Then I just like, oh, I'm gonna get that.
And
I think it was a few years ago, and then I think I lost my physical copy of it during my move.
Okay.
So it was on sale on the PlayStation Store, so I bought it again.
Mm-hmm. That's a sign of a good game when you buy it again.
Yeah, I still haven't finished it because it's very rage-inducing sometimes.
You did, what I would say about 6 months ago, you rage quit a live stream while playing Shovel Knight.
Yeah, but to be fair, I had been streaming Shovel Knight for about 3 hours at that point, so it wasn't like a 10-minute.
Oh no! It wasn't an Outlast.
3 hours.
It wasn't an Outlast 2 situation. It was.
That was about 40 minutes.
That was if that. It was like 40 minutes of you walking around going, "What am I doing? Where do I go?" But yeah,
blue in that game.
No, that's true. That's true. But Shovel Knight, I think the rage quitting thing for me with Shovel Knight is the loot. It's when you lose your loot and then it's like floating there, and then if you don't get it that time, it goes down and down and you lose it, and it's like, oh god, that really frustrates me because I'm one of those people that like if I can see there's things to collect, I want to collect all of them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like all of the jewels and all of the stuff. I'll keep digging, I'll keep looking and trying to find everything I can. So when you lose it, it's like, no, I need to restart this level now.
The rage-inducing thing for me is I don't know why I bought Shovel Knight because it looked cool and I do have fun playing it, but I am notoriously bad at platformer games. Just there's something like my distance calculation on how far I think I can jump just never seems to work out. So,
but don't you think that's a sign of a great game? A game that you're not necessarily good at, but you still absolutely love it? Because I feel that way about like Street Fighter 2. I'm rubbish at Street Fighter 2, but I love it. It's a great game,
No, I always keep going back to Shovel Knight because I'll play it and play it. Cause I think I streamed it like at least 3 or 4 times for like about 3 hours.
It's been up a couple of times on your Twitch, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll stream it for like quite a bit. Or play it for quite a bit, and then like rage quit, and then I'll go like say another like 4 or 5 months, something like that. And it's like, you know what, I fancy Shovel Knight, and I'll do the same thing. So eventually, I will complete the game. Just it might take me a few years.
I believe you. I believe you will get there. I reckon you will.
Oh, I did play. I played with 2-player with Chrissy once.
Oh, nice. I've never played it 2-player.
It's quite funny. Obviously, she's not a gamer; doesn't really know how to play games. But I think it was because we had a few drinks, but she came out with just something absolutely amazing.
What was that?
I'm not sure what we were talking about, but I think I clipped it somewhere on the Chong Games page. There's a clip of her going, "I thought only men could be colorblind." And I was like, what? Are you being serious? She's like, yeah. And it's like, no. So I have absolutely no idea what the conversation leading to that was, but it was just hilarious.
Did she discover she was colorblind?
No, she's not. But
oh, sorry. I thought you meant she was playing the game, and she was like, hang on a minute, that's not blue? Like, oh, shit.
No, I have absolutely no idea what the conversation is, but she was convinced that only men could be colorblind.
Okay, yeah. That's interesting.
It's probably because we were a few drinks in. And
yeah. These things happen.
No idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just quite funny. I think I clipped it.
But, oh man, yeah, Shovel Knight is a wonderful, wonderful game. And it is frustrating as hell, because it's a difficult game, much like Mega Man was. Difficult game, difficult games.
Yeah, it gets harder as you progress. It's got a kind of sloping difficulty curve.
It really does. And I know I'm sure I've said this before, because I always say this when we talk about Shovel Knight. And I know there's like, I don't know, a 25% chance that you'll find something. I love fishing in this game. I get every goddamn pit I come across. I'm like, I need to do some fishing. Just check, because you never know. There might be something down there.
I only recently discovered that you can actually Because I knew you could like upgrade weapons and attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
I only recently figured out that you could, upgrade armor and get different armor suits.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. It's such a great game and such a great throwback. I do think it's the best of the platformers for me, of the retro platformers. I mean, I love Super Meat Boy. Super Meat Boy's really fun. You've not played Super Meat Boy, have you?
No, I haven't.
So that will induce some fucking rage with you. Super Meat Boy is one punishing game. And it takes pinpoint accuracy to do stuff. And it will... the good thing about Super Meat Boy is when you die, the game just starts instantly again. So if you die, there's no time between you dying and starting again. There's no load screen, there's no do you want to continue? It just continues. And then it does this really funny thing at the end when you finally complete a level. It will show you all of your tries in one go. So
oh God.
It shows every single character, every time you've played, it overlays every single one of them on top of each other. And you just see all of your characters and where they've all died throughout the level. So if you've played a level and you've gone through it 100 times, there are 100 Meat Boys on screen just going through the level, trying to complete the level. And it's hilarious, but it can be absolutely maddening because it is pinpoint accuracy, and it's massively punishing, and everything will kill you in one hit, basically. So if you're hit by anything, you just die. And then you start again.
So basically what you're saying is I shouldn't play this because I might break my PS4.
What I'm saying is if you can get it for free, you should stream it because it'll be hilarious.
Oh God. It's just Rage Central.
Yes.
That thing you were saying about all your previous attempts running alongside each other, I was just thinking how funny that would have been if when I completed Dark Souls for the first time...
It just showed you all your deaths, yeah.
There would have been thousands.
Yeah, because it shows you the whole level played out, which obviously I guess you couldn't do with Dark Souls, but it would be hilarious if it kept all of your deaths and it just showed you every time you failed.
Yeah,
the credits should roll over that. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Just when the credits are rolling, in the corner there's a screen. Just it shows you from the beginning to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Every time you die.
Every time you failed. That would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, I absolutely adore Super Meat Boy. But I do think Shovel Knight for me is when it comes to the retro platformer, Shovel Knight has it nailed. It's perfect.
I was a bit annoyed that on the Shovel Knight on PS4, there's no option to plug in keyboard and mouse.
Is that something you did with Shovel Knight?
I tried it because I thought platformer with the keyboard might be a bit easier.
Maybe. I guess I've always used... what I would use is the D-pad instead of the analog sticks. That will probably help.
Yeah, not when you got a knockoff controller.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I think I've covered this. Why I can't use the official PlayStation Bluetooth controllers. Because I've got so much shit plugged in that the interference is just mental.
It's too much. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so games are unplayable with the Bluetooth controller because I've got obviously 2 hard drives, a splitter, I've got my microphone, my USB headset, and then...
There's a lot going on in this poor PS4.
Yeah, then I've got an extra USB stick that I copy stuff onto and then put it onto my Mac.
Yeah.
With the Bluetooth controller, no matter where I put my PlayStation, it's always 10 seconds behind or just doesn't register movements. So I have to buy a wired controller, which is another thing now plugged in. But PlayStation don't have an official wired controller for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
They just went all in with the wireless and they were like, yep, fine, that's it. And it's well, do you want to give people the option? Because, Yeah,
well, but if I'm not recording and I unplug everything, it works fine. But then I plug in other hard drive for some games. That's my boom arm. Microphone, headset, everything like that.
It's a lot.
It just goes, nah.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah, D-pads aren't very good on these controllers.
But yeah,
I recently got this controller probably about 3 months ago. I need to get a new one already.
See, I get annoyed with I always want a wired controller because I can never remember to bloody recharge controllers, and it just does my head in. That's why I've got I don't have a wireless mouse or a wireless keyboard. I don't want any of it because I'll forget to charge it and then I'll want to use it and it won't be available. So I always use wired. I'd rather wired, or at least have the option, like the Xbox 360 and the PS3. You could plug it in if you wanted or not. That's fine. That works for me.
You can, the PS4 controllers, you can plug them in and you can, via USB, and you can set it on the PlayStation to only receive it via the cable rather than the Bluetooth. But it still doesn't seem to work.
Oh, weird. Oh, well.
Yeah. Or the wire just comes out the end and then controller, just because it's not, you've turned off the Bluetooth, doesn't work. And therefore you can't pause the game, you can't do anything. So, yeah. Knockoff controllers I have. And I need to get a new one because this one's got bloody stick drift now. I can't fix it.
It's because of all that Shovel Knight. Too much Shovel Knight.
Probably because I've been absolutely sweating Modern Warfare for the past 4 months.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's gonna have a bit of an impact on it, I guess. Platformers though takes us nicely onto the building side of our retro, modern retro, with games like Minecraft and the game that came before it, Terraria, which is very much a 2D platformer with building. It's done in that pixel art style. I don't know if you've ever seen Terraria.
Yeah, was it actually before Minecraft?
I think it was like about a year before, I think, or it's around the same time. It's very much the same time.
What words? What I've always heard is that Terraria was a Minecraft ripoff. I may be wrong.
Well, I can check while we talk, because I'm not entirely sure. I always thought that Terraria came first. I played Minecraft first, though. Definitely, before I played Terraria. Yeah, so I definitely played Terraria second, but I'd always heard that it came out before. Let's have a look. Initial release was 2011 for Terraria. I think they came out the same year.
Oh.
Because when did Minecraft come out? That was 2000 and...
Oh God, I don't know.
I mean the alpha, obviously, not the.
Oh God, I had the alpha, and I can't tell you what year it came out.
Oh, 2011. They both came out the same year, so they were probably both in development at the same time. It's just the way it is, isn't it? Sometimes people have the same idea, and that's fine. And there's room in the world for multiple games similar. But yeah, Terraria is 2D. And has the building mechanics much like Minecraft, where you craft what you want to, do, and you build your home up or whatever. But it's a bit more story based than Minecraft was. You have certain people to talk to and certain quests to go on with Terraria, but there's this building mechanic around it, and it's in that 8-bit, 16-bit style, and it's a really fun game. And similar to that, David Brevik, who made Diablo, famous for the Diablo series, he made a game called It Lurks Below, which is basically if Terraria was like a horror game. So you collect your resources and you build your house and you craft your items and whatnot on the surface. But as you dig down, the further down you go, the more evil things get, and it's kind of very Cthulhu-y. Lovecraftian as you get
kind of
deeper.
Like 7 circles of hell kind of thing. The further you go, the worse it gets.
Yeah, basically. And a really fun game, but again, it's got that pixel art style. But yeah, Terraria, It Lurks Below. I think there's a few others like that now as well. Wonderful, wonderful, fun games.
And I would say Minecraft was obviously with all the mods and stuff that come out, and now you can make space stations and spaceships. You can never not have fun in Minecraft because there's always something to do.
Well, Minecraft is the natural progression from that. Minecraft, I don't want to say it's a perfect game, but it is pretty much a perfect game. It's a game I don't even know. Do you think they could ever make a sequel to Minecraft? I don't think it's even possible because Minecraft already does everything you want it to do.
Yeah,
I don't know what it would offer,
It's like, you can go to different planets. Well, you can already do that.
Yeah, like
more terrains, you kind of already got all of them. Underwater things, we've already got that.
That's the thing. You've got all the different biomes. You've got all the different building materials, crafting materials, items you can build computers, you can build everything you possibly want in a game. And now you've got mods, like you said, you can go into space now.
Yeah, and that is one thing. When I do get a PC,
say it.
When I get a PC, the famous icons line.
It is.
I do want to do a Minecraft series starting from nothing and building up to go into space and actually reaching the moon and Mars and stuff. And
using the mods. Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully do it with you.
Oh, I'm on board.
Do a massive Minecraft series, building everything from scratch.
Well, I was going to say we should jump into Minecraft again soon, but maybe we should wait and do a full series once you've got your PC.
Well, we can always
or both.
We can just have a few old videos, just nothing real planned, just like we were doing last time, just chilling, building stuff.
We weren't chilling. We were going to kill that dragon.
Yeah, well, that world's gone now, unfortunately.
Well, the dragon's still there, though, isn't it?
He's still there.
Still needs to be dealt with.
We can start from scratch and we'll have him.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should start from scratch and get that dragon.
Yeah, and then definitely I want to do a space series, because I know I've got a few other friends who do play Minecraft, so I could have people jumping in and out. Say if you weren't available, I could have another friend come in and help me. Because it's nicer to have someone to talk to rather than just me chatting to myself, which is 90% of my videos.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, that definitely helps. Yeah, sounds good to me. But yeah, I love me some Minecraft, and like I said, that art style is it's never gonna date, it's never gonna look old, Minecraft, because it's designed to look that way anyway. And I think we've got to that nice point now where games can just look however they want to look. At one point, there's been that push throughout the decades to really get, the best graphics. And it feels like in the last maybe the last decade, things have changed to where it's like, this is a style choice now. I want my game to look retro. And it's never going to age because it's designed to look that way, and it's going to look that way forever. Because most, obviously, retro games were pretty much always looked that way because of the limitations at the time. Now people are choosing to use the retro style,
Yeah, but if you do look back at actual retro games and then modern retro games, the modern retro games still look better because they
they do. Absolutely.
The resources and
lighting,
the colour palette and the variety of things they can put in it and make look retro. Where it's the Shovel Knight, all the vibrant colours and that.
Yeah. Yeah. There aren't many of them that are genuinely retro in there.
Yeah. Then if you compare it to say the original Doom, which is
amazing
retro, yeah, just the scale in the colours, the shading and everything, it's not quite up to Shovel Knight because they have that range now.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think it's ever going to date because they are of that style and that's how they're going to look. And I really like that. I really dig it. Have you played any of the retro shooters that are out there? Because there are a lot these days. Feels like every day a new one comes out. I'm guessing not.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I did have an eye on a few retro style shooters because remember I was going to do that free to play series.
Yeah.
And then half of the games that looked really interesting because the PlayStation Store and Steam kind of crashed for a day or so, didn't they?
Yeah.
So most of the games that I wanted to download that actually looked pretty cool are gone.
Oh, maybe that's why it went down. They were just having a clear out, I guess.
And then so that's chucked my free-to-play series out the window at the moment because I scrolled through the entire free-to-play pages on PlayStation Store. There's none of them that catch my eye. None of them that look vaguely interesting or could be funny or anything.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that's why I dug out Star Wars Lego. I was like, I've lost a series. I got to start another one.
That sucks. I wonder what game you were looking at.
Oh, I have no idea, but it was it was 2D block art shootery kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe so Project Warlock or something like that. Project Warlock's 2D sprite-based, very Doom-like game. That's good fun. It's very Doom-like, in fact, because you can't even jump, as far as I know. So it's almost exactly like Doom's control style. Apart from you can mouse aim, which most people do with Doom now anyway. But yeah, good fun. I'm a big fan of the retro shooter, the modern retro shooter. Games like Wrath of Aeon, Aeon of Ruin, that's what it's called, which is like a Quake style. So it's in that late, mid to late 90s style of graphics, where it's like blocky 3D. Really good fun. Dusk, which is probably the best retro shooter out there, is a very similar style. It's in that mid to late 90s Quake-esque looking graphics.
What's it called? Dusk?
Dusk. Yeah, Dusk.
I'm going to have a quick look on the PlayStation Store because I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Do it. It's bloody fun. Hard, but fun. If you're into that kind of thing, because it is very much a game of its time, it's meant to look like a game of that time, and it plays like a game of that time. But that's great fun. Dusk is tremendous. I don't know how well I guess it'll be fine. You're good with a control pad, so I'm guessing you'll be all right playing Dusk with a controller. I would be useless playing Dusk with a controller.
I'm all right when you don't have insanely stupid stick drift.
Yeah, I mean that's probably going to be an issue, but yeah, Dusk is probably my favorite of the retro shooters. We've also got games like a Medieval, which is kind of a Hexen like game, and of course Ion Fury. Ion Fury is great, and I think that's probably on consoles now as well. Ion Fury, if you like Duke Nukem 3D. Any of the build engine games like Blood or Shadow Warrior, Ion Fury is that. It's built unlike a lot of these retro games that are kind of, hey, we've made a game that looks retro. This, and I think maybe even Wrath, Aeon of Ruin, are actually in the engines that they're trying to emulate. So I think Wrath is actually in the Quake engine, and Ion Fury is actually in the build engine which was used to create Duke Nukem 3D. And it's kind of amazing in a way to see something like Ion Fury, to see how far you can push an engine that was made in the 90s, like how far can you push it? And it's amazing to see, because obviously it looks like a build engine game, it plays like a build engine game, but the stuff they've done in that game, considering the age of the engine, is really, really impressive.
Well, I've just had a look on the PlayStation Store. Dusk isn't on there, but the first thing that came up is Dusk Diver, which looks to be a horribly over anime game where you play as a schoolgirl. I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's not Dusk. I can tell you that's not what I've been playing.
What was the other one? Ion what?
Ion Fury. ION Fury. Space Fury.
Oh,
I think that's on there.
It's on there.
I thought it was. So that's good fun.
20 quid, though.
Sorry?
20 quid.
Blimey. That's high.
Oh god, is Ion Fury related is Dead or Alive? It's like, no.
It's not in any way related to Dead or Alive. The only reason they've said that is because Ion Fury's got a female protagonist. That's like the only reason. That's the only connection I can even think of. Dead or Alive?
Yep. I'm about to send you. I just took a picture of it.
Oh, send me a picture. Where are you sending it as well? Facebook. I will have a look right now.
I don't have you on anything else. Where else would it be sending it?
We're talking over Skype.
Can you send pictures through Skype?
Yeah.
Oh well, I took it on my phone, so it'll be a bit hard.
Good.
Yeah, literally, I typed in Ion Fury and then.
Oh my god!
It's Dead or Alive 5.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't understand that connection whatsoever.
No, but there it is.
Fine. Yeah, fine. I actually got Ion Fury when it was in beta, so it didn't cost me much at all. Because when I got it, it was just like one chapter. Now, obviously, it's a full released game, and it is awesome. But I still think for me, Dusk is my favorite of the retro shooter genre. It is incredibly fun, very fluid gameplay, very fluid movement. Kind of reminds me of, like, if you think of a modern equivalent would be something like Doom, the new Doom games, where you've got that real fluid, fast-paced movement.
Oh, yeah.
You need to keep moving constantly in Dusk. That's the way it's got to be.
I actually do have when the original Doom came out? Is 1994? 1993? One of them.
3? Hang on. I've got it here. Oh, no, I don't. I've got Doom 2. I don't have Doom 1.
Because
I don't have Doom 1.
I have that, because it was...
Although, hang on. I've got the big box for Doom 2 here, because it came out a year after, right? So, what year did you come out, sir? Doesn't actually say. Oh, yeah, 94. So, Doom 2 came out in 94, so Doom 1 would have been 93, yeah.
I've managed to find that free a couple of months, probably last year, actually, on the PlayStation Store. So I've got the original one.
The original Doom is incredible.
I don't like the fact that you can't aim up.
You don't need to.
You do if someone's on a ledge.
No, you don't. You just shoot, and it will hit them. It auto aims up.
Just my aim is shocking.
Yeah, if you're looking, as long as you're aimed at them horizontally, it will take care of the verticality. It will shoot, and it will hit them.
It's hard to get used to, though, after playing.
It's hard to get used to Doom. You need to re-engineer your brain to play Doom, because you're so used to mouse aim now. You're so used to everything else that comes with modern shooters. That's why for you, the immortal words of the Icons of Sin, when you have a PC, I will introduce you to the Brutal Doom mod, which you will fucking love. It basically modifies Doom to be like a modern shooter. So although it is it is the original Doom graphics and whatnot, it basically adds mouse aim. It adds basically it's Doom 2016. They basically ripped off Brutal Doom to make Doom 2016, because you've got all the glory kills are in it before Doom 2016 came out. It's way more gory, but it does add mouse aim. It adds new weapons. You can look down the sights and things like that. So they've made it like a modern shooter, but using old Doom. It's cool. It's really cool.
I reckon I'd kick ass at that.
Yeah, it's a version I go back to often. But I do love me some original Doom as well. And it's just a case of getting used to that control scheme. Really, that's the biggest thing to get over is remembering that you don't need to aim up and aim down anymore. You can just shoot.
I'm not sure if it's a retro game, or I'd class it as retro because it's what I played growing up. But the remake of the original trilogy of Spyro.
Yeah, so there are a lot of retro games that get remade. And Spyro, I think they did... we were actually talking about Crash Bandicoot the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, that remake...
You hated that, right?
I didn't hate it. I loved the nostalgia. I just hated that they rounded off the hitboxes, but didn't update the maps to...
A lot of people complained about that.
With it.
Yeah, a lot of people complained about that. And I don't blame them. But yeah, the Spyro trilogy looks great. I've not actually played it. Have you played it?
I was playing it earlier today. I love Spyro. Obviously, I 100%ed the first 3 games back on PS1.
Yeah.
I'm working on doing that again.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, with newer games out now and zombies and stuff, because I do like myself a good zombies game. So I'll find myself coming back to Spyro every other month for 2 hours or so, just doing a few worlds, collecting stuff, and then I'll go back to Mayhem in whatever game I'm playing.
Yeah. It's a fun thing to come back to, isn't it? For sure.
It's definitely one of the best remakes that I've encountered.
It looks fantastic. Yeah, I've not actually tried it myself, but it does look fantastic.
All the controls are the same. All the maps are the same. They just up the graphics.
Yeah.
So in the old game, say if you could jump from ledge A to ledge B, in the remake you can still do it. They haven't rounded off hitboxes or anything like that. So you can still play it like you used to. It just looks better and it's more responsive.
It's the same. Is it the same team that did Crash? I think it might be. So they might have learnt their lesson from Crash Bandicoot and then went on to be like, okay, we'll fix it now.
I don't think Spyro was Naughty Dog, was it? Because that was what Crash Bandicoot were. I
don't think they did the remake, did they? I thought that Naughty Dog just basically gave out to someone to do. I don't know. Maybe they did.
Maybe.
Let's
Sorry,
have a
I thought
look.
you meant are they the same people that made the game, not the... Sorry. I don't know. I could probably have a look if it tells you developer
It's the
information.
Reignited Trilogy.
Yeah.
Let's see who it was done by, because I'm curious now myself.
I've got to find it now. Ooh, I didn't know I had Rayman on here.
Rayman. Rayman's great.
Rayman Legends. And I've got Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania as well. I didn't know
Developed
I had them.
by Toys for Bob, who I've not heard of. They did Skylanders. Okay. So so it's actually... No, it doesn't look like it was the same people. So it's just the people that... Oh, no, they did, yes. So they assisted with the Insane Trilogy. So they did.
Ah, right.
So I think maybe they learned their lesson with Crash, because Crash came out first, didn't it? And they got all that criticism. I think they probably learnt from that and then went on to do Spyro and thought, yeah, we'll do what they want this time. We won't round off the hitboxes. We'll get the game feeling how the original felt.
Which I don't blame them for rounding off the hitboxes in Crash, but
no, not at all. But
they then have to update the levels.
Yes.
In what's the word?
Because the problem is you get that muscle memory, and if you start fucking with it, people are going to get it wrong because they're used to doing it a certain way. You get back into that flow, and if you've changed it in the remake, you're going to have problems.
Yeah, you need to adjust the maps accordingly. Otherwise, a jump that you could do in the original one doesn't work out in the remake, and you're like, well, why not? I'm doing the same thing. Like
Streets of Rage 4, which came out a couple of years ago now. That's a sequel to Streets of Rage 3, 2, 1, 90s, early 90s Mega Drive games, 16-bit games. The art style is updated, so it's still 2D, but it's like hand-drawn style now rather than the pixel. The pixel style that the Mega Drive obviously had. But the thing is, it's like Spyro, right? You've got that muscle memory. Even though it's a sequel, you play it and you're like, yeah, this is a Streets of Rage game. They've not changed anything. They've not buggered about with anything. It plays exactly like it should play. And that's what I think you have with Spyro that you're missing from the Crash Bandicoot remake, because they buggered about with it.
Yeah, definitely. If you had one of your favourite retro games, for someone to remaster it today, what would it be? What game would it be?
Well, it's difficult, right? It's difficult for I'll say why it's difficult, because Doom and Doom 2, there's mods. Brutal Doom pretty much does that now, so it's like, hey, it's perfect. And also the Doom games now are really good, the new ones. A game like Diablo 2 is getting remastered now. It's coming out. There's a new remake coming. I'm looking around trying to think of games that I'd like to see remade, and most of them have been remade or modded now. I'll tell you what I'd like to see. I'd like to see the original top-down Fallout games, the first two. I'd like to see those remade.
That could be fun.
And it would be nice, maybe they could go the first-person route, but I would really like it if they kept the top-down style, but gave it modern graphics, made it 3D, that 3D top-down. That would be kind of cool.
Sort of kind of like end up kind of looking like modern Age of Empires, wouldn't it? Kind of, but more top-down. Those kind of yeah, that'd be cool. I'd definitely give that a go.
Or a game that no one knows about, but I fucking loved as a kid, is a horror adventure game, first person, called Realms of the Haunting. And it was one of the creepiest, most awesome games I played as a kid, and I still love it to this day. I would love to see a modern remake of that. I'd love to see someone take that game and make it in a modern engine. That would be awesome. But that's me dreaming, because that's a game that not enough people know for anyone to bother remaking. What about you?
Oh, well, I'm not. It's not really retro. Obviously, the games I grew up playing with, none are really like that retro, because I was like PS1 era, PS2 era. But I would love a Star Wars Bounty Hunter remake.
No, that's retro. That's retro enough. I mean, that's a couple of generations, many PS2. Generations back. That's PS2? Is it PS2? Yeah, PS2's retro these days. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's at least 20 years old. So,
but that would be really cool if they did a remake of Bounty Hunter, updated the controls a bit, made it a bit more modern. That would be awesome. That would sell really well as well, especially with like Mandalorian and stuff now. People would eat that up.
I'll just give it time till there's a Mandalorian game out.
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably. But
yeah, Mandalorian Lego.
It'll probably happen. I mean, maybe the new one will have that in it. You never know.
Oh no, I'm just I just want everything to be Lego now because I've started Star Wars again.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's a question off topic, but I think we're coming to the end of the retro talk. Command and Conquer, by the way, is another one I would have loved to have been remastered. It's now been remastered, and it's an amazing remaster. So we're coming to the end of the retro talk anyway now. And I've forgotten the question I was going to ask you. What were we just talking about? I had a segue there. It's gone now.
Oh, would this be to do with the Dead Space remake you told me about?
No, but since I've forgotten what I was going to talk about, let's talk about that. Chris, did you know there's a Dead Space remake on the way?
Only since you told me before we started recording.
So there's a Dead Space remake. It's been announced. They are going to remake the original Dead Space. One of the coolest goddamn horror games. I loved
the original Dead Space. Oh, I loved
so good.
3 of them, to be fair. Was there any more than 3?
No. I think they fucked it completely with the third one and then gave up.
Yeah.
But the first 2, good God.
Especially, it was scary as hell.
Especially that first one. I love that first game. It's effectively System Shock. It's kind of almost a remake of System Shock in some ways. Not entirely, but in some ways. But my God, that game was so cool and so creepy at the time. Do you remember the first time you played Dead Space?
Oh, I bought Dead Space without reading about it. I thought from the art and what I've heard, it was kind of like you're on like a dead space station. You've got to get it working again.
Oh my God! So you actually thought because you're an engineer as well, right? So it's like, oh yeah, I'm just an engineer. I'm just gonna go fix this space station.
And I didn't watch trailers or anything. Some people had told me about it. It's like, oh yeah, you play as an engineer. I was like, oh cool. I like games where you just have to build stuff up and like repair stuff. So I went into it. Oh yeah, this is cool. And then the first thing that burst out of it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Now, I knew what I was getting myself in for in some ways. The thing I didn't know was, I've been playing shooters most of my life. Well, since shooters came out. So I shot for the head, right? Headshot. Headshot's the way. So I was headshot shooting and getting nowhere. And then, of course, you quickly realise that with these creatures, you need to dismember. Cut off the arms, cut off the legs.
Oh, that disc launcher.
Oh, the disc launcher is so bloody useful. But yeah, what a creepy game. What would you like to see from this new remake? I mean, other than updated graphics and all that,
For them not to make it as obvious what vents monsters are going to be in, because if they got a slightly different texture to the rest of the vents.
They do. You know what you're getting yourself in for sure. After a while of playing, you get to understand that, and that would be really cool if they undo a lot of that, make it a lot more difficult for you to know what's going on and what's going to happen. And
also put it in if they can randomize it, because I've played through it a few times and they always come out the same vents.
Yeah, I'd also like them to move some things around. Because one of the best moments for me in Dead Space was the tentacle that grabs you and pulls you through the hallway. Yeah. But I know when that happens because I've played Dead Space a lot. So I'd love them to have that sequence but put it somewhere where I'm not expecting it so that I can be shocked again.
Just put a bit of a randomization into it.
Yeah, a bit of randomization. But, oh man, I'm so excited. A Dead Space remake. That's cool. I would have rathered a new Dead Space, but if we're not,
yeah,
they're not going to do that, so a remake would be great.
Because it was quite suspenseful, the game, as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the first time going through it, because you're just like, oh, what's going on? Everything's dark and dingy and dripping. You see something move out the corner of your eye, like, what's that? What's going on?
And there's so many weird creatures, and they just get weirder and weirder, So awesome. So awesome. I'm very excited for that remake.
Do we know what platforms it's going to be on?
No, I'm guessing it'll just be the latest generations. Well, let's have a look, shall we? I should have set it up on Streamlabs. I could have actually just got the news article up, but I didn't think about doing that. So I'll just type it in instead. So the remake is it's 2023. It's going to be PS5, and I would imagine. But you'll have your PC by then, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, I should hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, buying parts hasn't exactly gone to plan because obviously now no benefits. Bills have gone up a bit. So we're like, okay, great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you'll get there. I mean, doing it in pieces is your best bet, I think. And you can do monthly plans where you pay it off bit by bit if you can afford to pay it off bit by bit. But yeah, no, there's not much details yet. Just that it's being made. There's a teaser trailer, and that's about it. So
I'll give that a watch when this ends.
Yeah, it's pretty short, but it's very cool. I'm very excited for a Dead Space remake. I'm still trying to think of games that I'd get remade. But yeah, I think Fallout 1 and 2 would be really nice. That would be probably my top pick. What about you? Any others other than Bounty Hunter? Any others that you'd like to?
Well, there are some PS2 games that I'd like.
Silent Hill 2, a good remake, not a fucking shit HD remaster, which is a bag of crap. A good one, a really good one.
I wouldn't mind the Prince of Persia games being remade.
Oh, the PS2 ones.
Yeah, not the PS3 one, because that was just awful.
And not the original, presumably. Actually, the original's been remade a load of times anyway, so I guess there's no.
Was it the
Sands of Time was the first one, wasn't it? The first remade one, the first sequel to the original games. Yeah. And
then what's the one where you're kind of like half evil? The Two Thrones or something, where you've got that cool chain whip thing. That was amazing. That game.
I thought it was the Something Within, Evil Within, or something like that.
Right. To Google.
There's a lot of Googling in this episode. Yes, because it's something that's chasing you, isn't it? And you're kind of half possessed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Whatever happened to that series? Because that when they came back with Prince of Persia, there was so much promise there, and I don't know. I'm
Two Thrones.
It was it?
Yeah. There's Sands of Time.
Yeah.
Oh, which actually has been remade.
Has it really? I didn't know that.
Well, there's a PS4 version you can buy, apparently.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Two Thrones is what I'm on about, where you've got the kind of...
Oh, I was thinking of Warrior Within. Yeah, so there's Two Thrones, Warrior Within.
There was Prince of Persia, Warrior Within, and then Two Thrones, I think, was the third one, wasn't it?
I've no idea. You might be right. But yeah, they were cool games. I wonder why they never made more of those, to be honest.
They did make a one for the debut of the PS3, I believe.
Was it just awful?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was sort of... They tried to make it more like open worldy, which is not...
Yeah, no, that's the thing. See, you're kind of messing your genre up there, because Prince of Persia was really fun. Those 3D Prince of Persia games did such a good job of being really well designed, and I think when you go to open world, it's tricky. It's very tricky.
Yeah, but some games can benefit from open world.
They can. Some
just don't.
Because I'm curious about the new I can't think what the name of it is now. You'll know the new Dark Souls-esque game, which is open world.
Elden Ring.
I'm really curious because I think Dead Souls truly open world will be really fun if they get it right. But it's going to be it's going to be difficult to get that balance right.
Yeah, well they've got help for like the storyline and stuff from George R.R. Martin, who wrote the Game of Thrones books. So I'm expecting the storyline to be fucking good.
Yes, the man who wrote and will never finish the Game of Thrones books. He's a great writer, so that should follow.
To everyone who hasn't read the books and only seen the TV series, the books are so much better.
I mean, the TV series absolutely shat the bed. That last season... Jesus Christ! And in fact, it was kind of going downhill before then. But the books are amazing.
Really good. Some episodes are really good.
Oh, Game of Thrones, certainly the early on was fantastic show. But yeah, he's a great writer, and you're right. If you haven't read the books, you should read the books. The books are great.
So we've got him as a writer and helping with storyline, plus the From Software team who brought us some amazing, fantastic visual games. I am expecting high, and I will be very, very disappointed.
The trailer was awesome, right? I mean, the trailer looks great.
Well, I'm buying it regardless. I think everyone knows that by now.
I really love the creature designs for it. It looks so cool.
Yeah, I do like the aspect of random encounters as well. Like special monsters. Yeah, definitely cannot wait for January next year when it comes out and getting it on release day if I can.
Yeah, man. I'd love to see you play through some of that. Maybe stream it.
Oh, my plan was when I get it, stream it straight away. Just stream it all.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. But yes, I think that pretty much concludes our modern retro. Of course, there's
a few tangents.
With a few tangents, but that's what we do on this show. People should be used to that by now. There are obviously other games I've forgotten about. 3030 Deathwar, that's a game I forgot about. That's a modern retro style. Stardew Valley, is it Stardew Valley? I've never played it, but that looks like a retro style. So yeah, lots and lots of games. Obviously, I did send our beloved boy a message earlier today, but I guess he's not awake or he hasn't seen it, because I was going to say Binding of Isaac is quite an obvious one as well, but Daz, I didn't hear from Daz in time, so...
Yeah, our local expert on
Binding of Isaac, because I've never played it once in my life. I keep meaning to, though, because Daz is passionate, to say the least. But yes, thank you for listening, everybody. Next time, I think we should go live, and I will give Dark Souls a try.
Hell yeah!
I have played it, but full disclosure, I have played it before. Not very good at it, didn't get very far. So...
we'll change that.
And I haven't played it for years, so it's going to be an interesting thing. But we'll have a chat.
Be a funny one. I'm gonna keep a death toll then.
You keep a death toll, and it'll be a fun stream. We'll obviously we'll have the chat going. We'll answer your questions and whatnot again, and just generally have a laugh. Really, at me failing at Dark Souls. Good fun. But until then, thank you for listening, everybody, and we will catch you next time.
Cheers, guys. Bye.